Hey everyone, it's Tim again. All right, so this has been an age-old question that I have answered enough times. I thought, man, why don't you just do a video and put it out there? So I thought that's what I'd do today. I'm gonna answer just that age-old question. How do I become a millionaire when I retire? And look, we can do that with as little as 75 grand a year, 30 grand a year, 50 grand a year. It's up to you. Today, I'm gonna show you exactly what you need to do just that. But first, you gotta start off with a plan. Now, there are some things in life you don't need to plan for, like watching this video and hitting the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Okay, now that you've done that, I know there are other videos out there telling you just how easy it is. If you buy their course, etc., but I'm here to tell you, it's not that easy. I don't have a course yet, but I'm gonna spell it all out for you because it is possible to go from even being homeless to being a millionaire in 20 years, and maybe even sooner if your plan is good enough. Take me, for instance. I was homeless in 2002. I didn't have a high school diploma. I don't have a college degree. I had no trade school. I had no skills. Today, 2022, it's 20 years later, and I can say that I'm a millionaire. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. Here, let's break it down for you in 3 easy steps. All right, step number 1 is set your plan. The first thing you want to do is to determine how much income you're going to need to retire monthly with in order to put your plan in place, right? So we'll do a couple of different examples because everybody is going to be a little bit different. So we'll just go through a couple of different examples, okay? But I'm going to do these examples so you can see no matter where you're at right now in life, it's never too late to start. Number 1, let's determine your budget, including all your income and your monthly liabilities, okay? So once you figure that out, we're going to be able to determine where we can cut, and we're going to really dive into the budget. I'm going to do a whole nother class on that coming up, or a whole nother video on budgets coming up, so hang in there, okay? But to me, you got to determine what is it that wealth looks like to you. To me, my vision of what wealth looks like is much more than just a number. Wealth to me is when I can quit working, but still live a comfortable life without ever having to work another day in my life, okay? And I can plan to live till I'm 120 years old. So my idea of wealth is when all of my assets are bringing me enough income that I never have to work another day in my life, right? That would be wealth. So that could be a number of 5 million. It could be the number of 20 million, or it could be the number of 1 million. Everybody's going to be a little different. So for me, I'm going to say that I want at least 3.5 million because here's why. They used to use the rate of 4% by financial planners and CPAs, but I don't think that number is a safe one anymore. I do think if you get at least 3 million at 2%, let's use the number 2% instead of 4, you're coming home with 60 grand a year of income. That's pretty much in line with the median income right now. So $3.5 million, we'll be able to put it there. Now look, when you're in your 20s, that is absolutely the best time to get started. Consider this. By not taking on student loans, you'll be much further ahead than those who don't have a plan and take on student loans. Instead of just going to school, start working your way through college, if that's what you want to do. Now, not everybody wants to go to school, and I think all of us, well, that's what I like about this country. We're all given a choice if we want to go to school. But if you're going to go to school responsibly and do it without student loans. Do it with lots of hard work. You don't need to go into debt in order to graduate from college. And you don't need to graduate from college to be successful and to follow this plan. Step 2, figure out what you need and stick to the plan. What do I mean by that? Okay, so what if I were to tell you that if you gave up just 1 cup of coffee per day, that you could have as much as $2.3 million at retirement? Would you do it? See, millionaire's more than just a number, it's a mindset. The money comes later, okay? So let's say you take that cup of coffee, and now we put that coffee money into a Roth IRA at 11% starting at age 20. By the age of 67, you got $2.385 million. Now, if you started at age 30, that same $128 a month is going to get you around $788, $684. And if you started at age 40, well, then it would go down substantially to $254,557. And if you waited till age 50, now that $128 a month is only going to be worth $75,868, which is good, don't get me wrong, but you can see why time in the market is much better than trying to time the market. In fact, it's so powerful that Einstein once said, compound interest is the most powerful force in the universe. It's the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Now let's start with this. How much do most people have at every age? Okay, so by age 22, the median net worth of someone in the US is around negative $39,915. Now don't worry, that seems a little bit alarming, but that's because kids usually take out student debt and also probably buy a car so that way they can get around. So if you're worth anything more than negative $39,000, then you're already ahead of most people. By the age of 30, the median net worth of someone in the US is negative $1,043. By age 40, that number is $91,300. So if you're over 40 and you've saved more than this, then you're ahead of the game. So what's the biggest difference between somebody that hit 30 being worth negative $1,043 and somebody in their 40s being worth $91,000? The biggest game changer between somebody in their 30s and somebody in their 40s is buying a house. Home ownership is the difference in America between having $91,000 when you're in your 40s worth of net worth or having negative $1,043. So I'd always encourage you, even if you're in your 20s, do your best to save up for a down payment, even if you need other people to help you make the mortgage payment. That's okay. Rent out other rooms. You can get a 3-bedroom house and rent out 2 of the rooms and have your roommates pay your mortgage for you, right? And then that'll kind of act as a forced savings account. So the earlier you buy the home, the better. But we still need to look at a retirement calculator if we're not on track for 3.5 million. Okay, by age 50, most Americans have about $212,500 in net worth, and most people retire with only $254,800. Now, that's not nearly enough if we wanted to get to 3.5 million. So we're gonna have to step it up and save a little bit more. So that brings us to step 3, and determine where you are right now and just start from there. Now, don't look back and wish that you had done this and done that. Just look forward, and then later on, when you do, you won't have to look back and wish. Okay, so if at age 20, you started saving just $200 per month, which I know that sounds like a lot. $200 a month is a lot of money when you're in your 20s. But consider this. By saving $200 a month, starting at age 20, by age 67, you would have $3.726 million. In my opinion, there's no better time than to start saving money in your Roth IRA than when you're in your 20s. Why, you ask? Well, that's when you should be broke. That's when people are expecting you to be broke and live cheap. So if by age 30 you haven't started saving yet, that's okay, you still have time. But it does become substantially much harder on a monthly basis to get to that same 3.726 million. For example, the guy in his 20s had to start saving at $200 per month. But if you're age 30, now you have to save at $605 a month to accomplish the same number, the 3.726 million. Say right now the average car payment on a new car is $677 a month and $515 for a used car. So consider this. Next time you go to buy a new car, consider buying used instead. Maybe by buying a used car, you can save up the extra $100 and $150 a month, right? It's doing little things like this that's the difference between seeing the big picture and seeing the cup of coffee, right? First, you have to see that big picture before you can really want it. Once you want it, you'll start to give up stuff. Now, if you hit the age 40 and you still haven't started saving, don't worry, you still have time. But by waiting till age 40, now you have to save $1,874 per month to accomplish the same thing as the kid in his 20s who started at $200 per month. And if you waited till age 50, well, now it's going to cost around $6,287 per month to accomplish the same thing. So as you can see, the sooner that you get started, the better. So for now, I hope this video is informative. And if you like the content, consider subscribing, hitting that like button, and notification bell. See more stuff just like this. All right, folks, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.